Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Ashten, the face behind Ashten Stitches, and today I'm going to show you how to make the wave edge bandana. This is probably one of my favorite ways to add an edge to my bandanas. It's just so pretty and just so fun, especially when you use a colorway that is like the beach or you use some blues. It just looks so nice and I just love it, but it also looks really good on just regular ones as well. In this tutorial, I will, just like all my other bandana tutorials, I have two versions. I have a low-sew version and a no-sew version. The no-sew version, you can still have some sewing with it, but it's going to create some thicker straps. And then the low-sew version will have really thin straps, so you can see the difference right there. But both of these versions are great for beginners. It's a really fun mindless project. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. For your materials, you're going to need some 100% cotton yarn. I'm just using the I Love This cotton yarn. And for my base, I will be doing this variegated yarn, and then I'm going to be changing colors to do a white border, but you can do it all in one color as well. You will also need a 5mm hook, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. And let's go ahead and get started. So to start off our first round, go ahead and grab the color that you're using for your base, and we are first going to make a magic ring. To do that, you are going to take the loose end of your yarn and place that in between your ring finger and your middle finger. Go ahead and wrap around, and then you'll create an X facing you. You'll turn your hand, and then you should have two parallel lines. Go ahead and take your hook, go underneath the first line, grab the second line, and pull that under the first line. Go ahead and turn your hand. Then you'll grab that loop that you just made and the two parallel lines here, and go ahead and remove your fingers. And there you have it. You've got your magic ring. Once you've done that, go ahead and chain 3. This chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So now we are going to place 3 double crochet into our magic ring. And for a refresher, if you aren't familiar, a double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. We'll do that again. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the magic ring, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we will do that one more time. So now you should have your chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet, and then 3 more double crochet in the magic ring. Then we're going to go ahead and chain 2. And at this point, I like to tighten up my magic ring just a little bit so that it's easier to work with. And now we're going to basically repeat this other side. So since we have 4 double crochet, we need 4 more double crochet. So go ahead and place 4 double crochet into the magic ring. So now altogether you should have your chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So that means you have 4 double crochet, chain 2, 4 double crochet. Once you have all of that, take your loose end of your magic ring and tighten it up, but you don't want to tighten it all the way. And that is your round 1. For round 2, we are going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then turn our work. So now we are going to pull apart this last stitch and the stitch before it, and you'll see that there are 2 holes. There's a hole right here on top, and then a larger hole underneath that. We are going to be placing our next few stitches into the bigger hole on the bottom. The hole on top that's connected to our chain 3 here, that is our stitch, and we're just going to ignore that and go into the space underneath. So into that space, we are going to place 3 double crochet. So I'm skipping that little hole on top, and I'm going into the larger hole underneath. And I will place 3 double crochet. So now you can see that I'm in between that last stitch and the stitch right before it. Now we're going to go ahead and jump over into our chain 2 corner space here. And into that space, we are going to place 3 double crochet. Then we will chain 2. And then we'll place 3 more double crochet all into that chain 2 space. So now into that space, you should have 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So now we need to replicate what we did on the other side here. So I'm going to find that very last stitch here and the stitch before it, and I'm going to pull it apart to create a hole, and we're going to be working into that space. So into that space, we are going to place 3 double crochet. And if you remember, we have a chain 3 here, which is our 4th double crochet. So we need to add a 4th double crochet over here. And to do that, we are going to place our double crochet into this chain here. You can put it into the top of the chain or into that second stitch, whichever one is easier for you. But go ahead and place a double crochet into that chain. So you can see that I am in that top chain there. I'm not in the space. And I will complete my double crochet. So now I have 4 double crochet at the end. And that is round 2. To start round 3, we are going to chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet. And then we're going to turn our work. And just like the last round, we're going to pull apart that last stitch and the stitch right before it until we see that larger space underneath the stitch. And we're going to place 3 double crochet into that space. So we're going to skip that top one and go into the space underneath and place 3 double crochet. Then we're going to skip this 3 double crochet cluster right here and find the space. And we're going to place 3 double crochet into that space. Then we're going to jump over into our chain 2 corner space. And into that space, we're going to place 3 double crochet, then chain 2, and then place 3 more double crochet into that space. So now in that chain 2 space, you should have 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. We're going to skip that next cluster right here and find the space. And then we will place 3 double crochet into that space. And then just like we did at the beginning, we're going to pull apart that last stitch and the stitch right before it to find a space. And into that space, we're going to place 3 double crochet. So we've done those 3, but we still need 1 more double crochet. So we're going to find either that top chain or the second chain on our chain 3 here. And we're going to place our final 4th double crochet into that chain. So you can see that I'm going into the chain and not the actual space. But go ahead and place your last double crochet, and that is round 3. We're just going to continue doing those same steps for every single row until we have a total of 10 rows. If you're not sure how many rows you've done, locate your magic ring, which is right here, and then look at half of your bandana. And every one of these clusters along the edge is a row. So we've done 1, 2, 3 rows, and you want to have a total of 10. I'll do 1 more row with you. So we're first going to chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet. Then go ahead and turn your work. We'll find that space in between our first and second stitch here. Place 3 double crochet into that space. Then we'll find the next space and we will place 3 double crochet. Find the next space and we'll place 3 double crochet. Then we'll find our chain 2 corner space, and into that corner space we will place 3 double crochet. Then we'll chain 2 and place 3 more double crochet into that space. Then we'll find the next space and place 3 double crochet. Then we'll find that next space and again place 3 double crochet. And then to finish off, we're going to pull apart that last stitch to find the space in between, and we will place 3 double crochet into that space. And then we need 1 more 4th double crochet. So we're going to place a double crochet into the top of the chain here. You can see I'm going through the chain and not the actual space. And place your final double crochet. So you're just going to repeat that over and over until you have a total of 10 rows. Again, you can check by looking at half of your work here and counting how many clusters you have along the edge. So go ahead and repeat that. I will put the written version of it right here for you. So go ahead and pause and do your 10 rows, and I will meet you back once you've done that. Once you have done your 10 rows, you should have something that looks like this. And for this pattern, I have two versions. I have a no-sew version with thicker straps and a low-sew version that has thin straps. So I'm going to be showing you both of those versions today. We are first going to start with the no-sew version. Now for this, I will be changing colors, but you do not have to. I just want to do a different color for my border, but go ahead and keep the same color if you are wanting to. For me, I am going to just chain one at the end here and fasten off. So if you're changing colors, you will also do this. And then I'm just going to attach my new color to the last stitch over here. But if you are not changing colors, you will pick up right here and it will follow the same thing. So to start our no-sew version, we are going to chain one and then we are going to turn our work. At this point, we are going to be single crocheting into every stitch until the end. So we're just going to be placing one single crochet into each of the stitches along the sides, and go ahead and do that until you get to your chain two corner space, and I will show you what to do once you get there. But just place one single crochet into each stitch along the edge. So we're not going into any of the spaces, we're just going through the stitches. But I will meet you back at the chain two space. So I just got to my chain two corner here, and I'm just going to place into that space one single crochet. Once you've done that, we're just going to continue placing a single crochet into each stitch all the way to the end. And I will meet you back once you've gotten to the end here. So I'm at the end here, and make sure that you place your last single crochet into that space here. So I'm going to place that last one here. And we have done a single crochet border. So now we are going to be doing our very first strap. So go ahead and chain 46, and then I will meet you back once you've done that. Once you have chained 46, I'm going to be working into the back bumps of my chains, but you can just work into the front as well. And into the second chain from the hook, I'm going to place a slip stitch. And then you're just going to continue placing slip stitches into each chain all the way down to the end. And I will meet you back once you've done all of your slip stitches down to that last stitch. Once you've gone all the way back down, you're going to go ahead and place a single crochet into that very first stitch here, and that will secure it. And now we are going to be going across the top of our bandana here. We are going to place two single crochet into each of the spaces along the top. So everywhere that you have like your chain three or your double crochet along the top, you're going to place two single crochets into that space. So you can see here I have a space. I'm going to place two single crochet. Find the next space, two single crochet, and then you'll just keep doing that, placing two single crochet into each of the spaces along the top until you get to the middle where your magic ring is, and I will show you what to do once you get there. Once you get to your magic ring, go ahead and place that loose end right over it, and then place one single crochet into the magic ring. Then you can take that loose end and tighten it up all the way. And then you're just going to continue placing two single crochets into each of those spaces all the way to the end. And I will meet you back over here at the end. And then at the very end here, go ahead and place a single crochet into that final stitch. We're then going to make our other tie. So go ahead and chain 46 just like before. And then into the second chain from the hook, you will slip stitch and then slip stitch all the way down until you get back to the bottom here, and I will meet you back once you've done all that. Once you've gone all the way back down, we're going to place a single crochet into that very first single crochet here. So go ahead and place a single crochet. That way it attaches all of this here. And now we can start on our wavy border. So the wave stitch that I use is made up of a few different types of stitches, and it's just going to go in an ascending order and then it will descend. So to start, into the next stitch, we will place a single crochet, place a half double crochet into the next stitch, and a half double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then into the next stitch, we will place a double crochet, and then into the next stitch, we are going to place 3 treble crochets. A treble crochet is yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1, so we need to do 2 more in the same stitch. So I'm going into the same stitch that I put my first one, and then I will place my second one, and then 1 more time into the same exact stitch. So into that stitch you should have put 3 treble crochet. So we have done our increasing in height, and now we are going to be going back down. So we're just going to go the opposite of what we just did. So we did our 3 trebles, so now we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch. Into the next stitch, we're going to place a half double crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to place a single crochet. And then into the next stitch, we're going to slip stitch. And then we'll place another slip stitch into the next stitch. So you've made your first little wave. And then you're just going to repeat that, the same little sequence that we did here, all the way around, even going right over your corner space here. Your corner space should end up with 3 treble crochets, so that way it's nice and even, but you're just going to continue the same sequence all the way around until you get back to the beginning here. I'll show you how to do it one more time. Place a single crochet into the next stitch, then a half double crochet into the next stitch, then a double crochet into the next stitch, then place 3 treble crochets into the next stitch, then place a double crochet into the next stitch, a half double crochet into the next stitch, a single crochet into the next stitch, and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. And you'll just continue repeating that all the way around until you get to your next side here, and I will meet you back once you get here. I'm on my very last wave here, and I'm doing a single crochet. And once you finish that last single crochet of the last wave, do not do your 2 slip stitches. You're going to go ahead and place 1 more single crochet into that next stitch, and then into the base of your tie here, just go ahead and insert your hook and place a slip stitch. Then I'm just going to chain 1 to secure and then fasten off. Once you've done that, go ahead and weave in your ends and you are done with your no-sew version. So now you have done your no-sew version of the wave stitch bandana. But like I said, I also have another version and it has skinnier ties. You can see how thick these ones are. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the skinny tie version now. So go ahead and go back into the video and watch how to do the bandana base. Go ahead and do that same thing. Make sure you get your 10 rows, and I will meet you back once you've done your bandana base. Once you've gone ahead and made your next bandana base, we are going to make sure that you fasten off at the end here, and then it doesn't matter if you're going to change colors or not, you're still going to need to fasten off. And then I'm going to change to white, and into the area that I fastened off at, I'm going to attach my new color. And then we're going to go ahead and chain 1 and then turn our work. So once you've done that, go ahead and just place a single crochet into each stitch all the way until you get to the chain 2 corner right down here. And I will meet you back once you get here to show you what to do. But go ahead and place a single crochet into every single stitch along the edge here. Once you've gotten to your chain 2 corner, go ahead and just place 1 single crochet into that space. And then continue placing 1 single crochet into each stitch all along the edge until you get back to the end here, and I will meet you back once you get here. So go ahead and place a single crochet into each stitch until the end. And make sure once you get to the end, you place your final single crochet into that last space there. So now go ahead and chain 1 and then turn your work. And then to set this up, we're going to place a single crochet into that very first stitch. And now we are ready to do our wave. Into the next stitch, place a single crochet. Then into the next stitch, place a half double crochet. Place a double crochet into the next stitch. And then into the next stitch, we're going to place 3 treble crochets. And all 3 of those will be in the same stitch. And now that we've gone up, we need to go back down. So into the next stitch, place a double crochet. Into the next stitch, place a half double crochet. Place a single crochet into the next stitch. And then place a slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. And that's how you do your little wave. And we're just going to repeat that all the way down and around until you get to the other side. It should all flow seamlessly over this corner piece here. So your middle stitch here, that 1 single crochet in your chain 2 space, that will have your 3 treble crochets, and that will make it so that it's nice and even. So go ahead and do all of that. I'll show you one more time. So in the next stitch, go ahead and place a single crochet. In the next stitch, place a half double crochet. In the next stitch, place a double crochet. Place 3 treble crochets into the next stitch. Then place a double crochet into the next stitch. Place a half double crochet into the next stitch. Place a single crochet into the next stitch. And then place a slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. And go ahead and continue that all the way around until you get to the end here, and I will meet you back once you get there. Once you get to the other side and you've done your last wave stitch, you will notice that you have 1 stitch left. You've finished with a single crochet without doing the last 2 single crochets. Go ahead and place 1 single crochet into that final stitch to finish that off. And then I'm going to chain 1 and then fasten off. So now we've done our waved border, but now we need to do our straps and the top. So basically what we're going to do is make a chain and then attach it over here, go across the top, and then finish off with the other chain. For our first chain, we're going to make a slip knot and then attach that to our hook. And then go ahead and make a chain of 45, and I will meet you back once you've done that. Once you've made your chain of 45 stitches, we're going to be attaching it to the same side that we fastened off on. So you'll just find that very last stitch here, and we're just going to attach it with a single crochet. Then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch here. And now we're going to be working along the top here, and we're going to be working into the chains and the double crochet spaces all along this edge here. Now we're going to work into the top of our bandana here and into each one of these spaces along the top where there's like a chain 3 or there's a double crochet space. We're going to be placing 2 single crochets. So I'm going to place, here's 1 and then 2 all into that space. Then I'll go into the next space and place 2 single crochets. Into the next space, 2 single crochets, and we'll just keep doing this all the way down. And then I'm going to show you what you can do when you get to the magic ring here. So go ahead and place 2 single crochets into each stitch until you get to the magic ring, and I will meet you back there. Once you get to the magic ring, go ahead and move that loose tail over and go ahead and just place 1 single crochet into that magic ring space. Then go ahead and take that loose end here and tighten up your magic ring. Then you're just going to continue with 2 single crochets into each of the spaces along the top. all the way until the end, and I will meet you back to show you what to do at the end. Once you have placed 2 single crochets into each space along the top, go ahead and place a single crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to place our next single crochet into the next stitch here. Once you've done that, go ahead and make your next chain. So you will chain 45 chains, and then you will fasten off, and I'll show you what to do after that. Once you've made your chain, go ahead and fasten off, and what I like to do is I like to add a double knot on the end by using some of the chains at the end here, and that just makes a nice secure knot. So I will just do a double knot here, and I'll pull it really tight, and then you'll just fasten off. So go ahead and do that for both ties, then go ahead and weave in your ends and you will be finished. And there you go. That is how you do the wave edge bandana. I love the wave. It's so fun and it just looks so pretty, especially when you use a yarn that has very beachy colors. I think that's super fun. But it also looks great on just any colored bandana. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're going to try this stitch out and let me know what colors you're going to use. I would love to know. If you want to see anything that I have coming out, like pattern tester calls or just what I'm working on currently, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok and all that fun stuff. All of that is linked in the description. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that and hit that button down below. And if you want to be notified whenever I have a new tutorial coming out or just another video, go ahead and hit that bell icon and that will notify you whenever my videos come out. If you like this video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.